Good morning, everyone. KJ here. I overslept, and the cats are invading me. So anyway, yesterday, hi Olive. Yesterday, I think some of y'all caught on to that I was starting to do this kind of dry kind of coughing. And I thought it was like smoker's cough or something like that, but it was not. It was the beginning of a kind of like a chest cold. I know the difference. And good morning, Hope. Hi, We Do Recover. Ashley, Jody, Bama Cat. Yeah, Tina, it's about 8 o'clock here. Yesterday, I was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So, anyway, what I'm trying to tell y'all is Sunday I go out on the boat. Monday, I feel like I've got this kind of... actually, Monday I felt fine. Then Tuesday, yesterday, I was having it was like a tickle in my throat. I couldn't get no satisfaction from coughing, and I thought, well, it's just me. I'm a smoker. That's what it is. Well, it ended up being, a little congestion in the chest there. So last night I rubbed on the Vicks Vapor Rub, which helps me. I don't know what other people do. And that kind of loosens stuff up. And throughout the night, I had to get up and spit. You know what I'm talking about. I don't feel bad at all. It's just I got this crap here. So, hello, Kathy Mama Bear. Hello, how's everybody doing? So I'm thinking that, and I was talking to Wayne about it, and I said, well, maybe it was because that was really the first time that I've been out on the lake. I mean, I think that the same thing would have happened if I'd say went to a swimming pool or something. But my mother always told me, she said, never go swimming until after Mother's Day. And I didn't go swimming until after Mother's Day, and I still got some chest congestion. Hello, Kathy Varela. Stephanie Willow. Yeah, thank you, Jody Allen. I don't feel bad. I just ain't 100% with this crap, this crud. But I'm alright. I'm okay. I was just going to let y'all know if my voice sounds a little different. If I gotta... You know what I'm talking about. You gotta get that crap out of there. So it doesn't settle into your chest. I'm taking an antihistamine right now to dry it all up. Yeah, Kathy, yeah, it's called getting the crud or whatever. I don't feel bad. I just feel like I'm, it's just in my nose. And when I blow my nose, my ears kind of pop a little bit. And obviously, if any of y'all were on coffee with me yesterday, I was dry coughing and I didn't realize that's what it was until later on in the afternoon. Hi, Ann Gibson. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, I'll tell you one damn thing. There are several of you that do not want to talk about politics. And I get it. What are y'all fighting about? And I posted a couple of little shorts yesterday and said a few things on the community wall. Folks, I'm not on the left, I'm not on the right, I'm not red, I'm not blue. I am a neutral arbiter, a neutral person when it comes to the laws in this country. Surely the Rays on here understand that that is something that I really care about, is the laws of this country and all of that. So some of y'all was like, KJ, don't ruin this channel for me. Don't start talking about politics. Well, would these same people have said anything if I would have used the other side? Say if I would have used another person who's in trouble or who gets in trouble. And what when this all comes out, I'm not going to name names. It's just going to piss people off. These people seem to be above the law. And I don't like it. Because we've got everyday people out here in the world that make mistakes, that end up getting arrested, getting booked, going to jail, bonding out. And then they got court dates or they have to do plea agreements after all that shit. Then we got other people out here, these elites out here in our country. You know, the ones that live in the castle. See, I don't have to say anything. This is real, y'all. On both sides, the whole 9 yards. Our leaders, every damn one of them need to be booted out. Every damn one of them. Because they are not holding fast to the one thing that everyone should agree on. And that is, you break the damn law, you get in trouble. You don't get special treatment. And that's what's aggravating to me. Because what kind of message is this sending? Not only to two sides that are all pissed off and angry at one another over policy issues and stuff, and I get that. But now you're saying it ain't just because of the policy now. Now, the laws really aren't the laws. Not for everyone anyway. Well, Sam Willow, just as I said, I guess it was yesterday, if everybody would just vote out the incumbent every time they stepped into the voting booth, and everybody did that consistently, then these people would know, well, I'm not going to be here no more than one term, so I might as well do my damn job. It's just aggravating. That's right, Liza Joe. It's not about the ideologies that are at work in politics to me. Let everybody think the way they're going to think. And no, I don't want to talk about those issues with people on here because I don't want to upset anybody. Hell, some of them left the channel yesterday because I just threw in there something that was factual. It was factual. And that is that somebody gets a slap on the wrist, and all these other people out here in the world who do the same damn exact thing ends up having to get arrested, go to jail. And folks, how long does it take? Does it really take 5 years to decide whether somebody has cheated on their taxes or illegally had a gun? It don't take no 5 years. And don't get me started about this other person who's done all this other stuff, who's facing 100 years in prison. The bottom line is that it's not equal. No matter what you believe, no matter what you think of the situation, I guarantee you all you have to do. I did it. I found one example, put it on the community wall, but there were several. There was I put into the Google search this situation and just storyline after storyline after storyline. Not a one of them got any kind of sweetheart deal. All of them got in trouble. So, right. And so I'm not going to, Liza Joe, I'm not here to talk about it per se. What I am here to say is that the laws in this country, first of all, not all of them can be enforced. If we had to pay, because it takes money to enforce a law. It isn't just about creating a law and then doing it. It takes money, right? You can't enforce all the laws because the United States couldn't afford it. But, you know, there are misdemeanors and felony gun charges that need to be done properly, especially in this day and time. In terms of the gun, you know, everybody, I'd say everybody is concerned about gun use and all of that. And I really believe that. And there are different, I guess, stands on that issue. The only thing I can say is if everybody, no matter who you are, who you vote for, whatever, if everybody is saying that, you know, guns can cause issues and all that and be dangerous in the hands of mentally ill people or people that shouldn't get them or whatever, and everybody's talking about it, I think that, you know, if that's out there, everybody knows it, is saying it, then it also needs to be common sense that because it's the way it is out there right now, that people who want to protect themselves over this stuff, I mean, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and you don't, what I'm trying to say is there are people out here that would never want to hurt a single living soul, but this country has got too much terrible things going on. Right, Olive. Politics and religion, two no-go areas people never agree. And that's the whole thing, though, Olive. I don't expect and never have anyone on this channel to agree with what I say. In fact, it's always been through everybody's own perspective. You can have different views. You can disagree with me in a respectful way. But I would be remiss to not bring up these issues briefly, because there is a part of me that, I mean, for God's sake, y'all, I went to college. I majored in political science, so I know a little bit about it. But what I'm trying to say is that I narrow it in, not on all this hype out here where everybody's angry and mad at each other over different policy and ideology issues. I'm talking about the law. If you don't like the law, then you can change the law. You can get rid of the law. But when there is laws in place, and some people get better treatment than others, everybody's been screaming it for a long time that diverse groups in this country, they get no special treatment. They get no special treatment. I've seen it. I've seen it on the 5 o'clock news. So now, you got the same group of people that know that this is going on, see it as clearly as crystal, that this high-profile person don't even get booked. Don't even get, if they get charged, if you get charged with something that's criminal, that's a felony, don't you got to go through the booking process? Not here in America. Not here in America. It's a two-tier justice system. And you could apply this to the fact that there are criminal cases where people go to trial and all this and that. I mean, I've bellyached over some of the decisions that Judge Boyce made during the Hussey's trial. I agree with that, Nicole. It's like the Bible when God talks about people being blind to the truth in the end times, and that's exactly what's happening. It's like they cannot see it. Right. Right, Teresa. They don't even get handcuffed or mugshots. See, our government was supposed to be set up. They were supposed to be servants. Just because they were leaders, see, it was almost like this. Well, OKJ wants to live my life. I want to go out on my boat. I want to spend time with my family and all this and that. And I don't want to deal with having to go over here to some office building with other people and figure out the budget on the local, state, or federal level. I don't want to go over here and help figure out national security. So some asshole out here in another country come over here and terrorize us or whatever. I want to go on the boat. So we elect these people to do these jobs. And that's what it's supposed to be like. But that's not what's happening now. What it is these people are getting into power that they've been given from the voting booth. They've been voted in, and I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them. They get in, and they figure out, first of all, that they've got to raise all kinds of money. They got to have donors. And folks, I could send money, but it's not going to be like some of these damn big pharma, whatever. All these different big, huge companies. So they do the bidding, not of what the people that voted them in. They do the bidding of the people giving them money. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Your constituents does include donors, but it also includes the people that went into the voting booth, old run-of-the-mill KJ here. All these hard-working, everyday people, they're supposed to listen to what they were voted in for. But they don't. Right, Nicole. Hi, Anasaur. Right. Right, Liza Joe. But, this has been going on for years and years and years. And the point I'm trying to make is the only reason that I've ever even said anything is to prove a point. Y'all know how I am, and that is the laws are not equally applied here in this country. That's the summary of what I was trying to get across. And most of y'all already knew that anyway. No matter who you are, no matter what your ideology, they're never applied right. So, what can be done? Not a damn thing. But I'll tell you something right now. I can sit around every day of my life and bellyache, bitch, whine, complain. I have a responsibility to go and vote. I believe in that. Some people are like, the hell with this. I'm not going to get along. I'm not going to be part of this kabuki theater clown show up there in the federal government. I'm not voting, whatever, that's your prerogative. But not voting is voting, really, in a sense. When you leave your voice out by not voting, that's actually a vote, really. But I'm going to tell you, you can't win. You cannot win an argument when it comes to politics, because everybody has a right to feel the way they feel, vote the way they vote. That's why they say never talk about religion, never talk about politics, and never talk about sex. Well, first of all, on this channel, I do not want to go down the road, because trust me, I could talk about politics till the cow comes home. I'm not going to do that. Religion, I'll tell you, somebody tells me not to talk about my belief system, they need to just move on, go to another channel. There's 50 million out there. I can talk about my faith anytime, anywhere that I want. And if it makes people feel uncomfortable, or if they disagree, they can just either deal with it, be respectful of it until I move on to a different topic, or they can leave. They can leave nasty remarks if they want, but they ain't coming back as far as I'm concerned. Right, Rapper. Nobody wants to talk about it. The only reason I brought it up on the community wall and did the 2 little shorts is to prove about the laws. I mean, isn't that what this channel's been talking about? Not only the content of the charges and the things that were done to these victims, but the laws as well. It's okay to talk about the law when it's being talked about and applied to these evil, diabolical people. But as soon as you talk about certain people on one side or the other, you know who I'm talking about. People get all bent out of shape. Why is that? Because you can't be peaceful in disagreeing with somebody? I think anybody can. You can disagree with somebody and still be their friend. You don't have to leave their channel because KJ doesn't line up with what they believe. Give me a break. You know, this whole thing about people, I've lost friends. I even have family members that won't speak to me. Is this really what it's coming down to? Is there really not that? I mean, can you not just accept that other people are going to have different views than you? You got to automatically get mad at them. You got to automatically, no confirmation bias there. KJ's not speaking the way I want her to. So I'm going to go on to another one of these channels that say every damn thing I want them to say. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with it. Enjoy it. It's your right, your freedom. Do whatever the hell you want to do. But there's no reason to say because I think differently than someone else that you just don't like me. Because I don't think like you, that you don't want to like me. Give me a break. Yeah, Curly Shirley, great point. What are we teaching the youth of America? We should be teaching them what? To be their own person. To not follow like a damn sheep on any issue. Let them decide for themselves. And then when they make a decision, even if it's something different than what a parent wants for them, love them enough to say, I accept the fact that you deserve to make the decisions you make. With that said, I don't have to like it if my sons make a decision that's against what I believe and feel. But then again, I'm not going to say, what am I going to do? Oh, my flesh and blood, you don't think the way I do. So I'm going to ostracize you. I'm not going to have anything to do with you. Oh, isn't that how it shouldn't turn out? Because the bottom line is that anytime you have a chance to love someone else, does that mean you love that person because that person's so like-minded? They agree with everything I do. That's why I love them so much. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yes, Sam Willie, you're supposed to love everyone. And make no mistake, y'all, when it comes to the big letter P there, the politics and stuff, you talking about venom, hatred, anger, people actually getting into fist fights or hurting other people. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Why can't we all just believe what we want to believe? Listen to these people out here that get up on the damn soapbox and say, elect me because this is what I want to do. Keep it to yourself. Go to the voting booth and not get into all this crap of all these protests and all this stuff. And I don't get me wrong, I believe that a protest of people holding up signs and all this and that, they have a right to do that, because in other countries, they'll shut them down and throw their asses in jail. The bottom line is I'm not saying people shouldn't protest. I'm just saying when they do protest, what the hell are people fighting each other and throwing Molotov cocktails and all this other shit at each other? It's ridiculous. Well, good for you, Tina. Well, Ann Gibson, the reason that it seems like the young people, they're more younger today than when we, and other people, I mean, I'm an older person. They have technology where they are learning more than we knew. And you got this whole younger generation that know a lot more. In terms of, they're on, a lot of them grow up on the cell phone or the computer or whatever. We didn't grow up on that. I would say my kids are smarter than me. But does that make them more right than me? Good point, though. I guarantee you, if I came on here this morning and took a side in the realm of politics, I'd piss people off. That's what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't do that, but the bottom line is I am an independent person. I don't take sides. I just don't. It would be ignorant of me to do that. In other words, on both sides of that issue, there are certain things, both sides I agree with. But I'm not going to go into that because all it'll do is piss people off. So, because I am an independent, have been an independent for, 30 plus years? It's hard to see things being done right when you got both sides fighting all the time, not even taking the time to say, what do we have in common? What are something we can agree on? I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to change the topic. The bottom line on everything that was posted, the two shorts along with community posts, wasn't me saying, hey, everybody, I'm on the other side of this issue or whatever. It was to try to make everybody see, if they could, and they probably already knew, you probably already knew, that the laws are not being applied equally to everyone in this country. And it's so tone deaf for a felony gun charge to be just no arrest, no nothing, after I've heard ad nauseum about, we need help with the gun laws in the country, all this and that. Well, how about when somebody has a gun illegally, they're not supposed to have it, they lie on an application, Set the example. Oh, yeah, they do to the little person. But when it comes to this high-profile person that everybody is laser focused on, let's give that son of a bitch a break. It's not fair. It's not right. And I say this also about the other one that's in trouble too. Let's show the American people need to be shown by its elected officials that they don't get no special breaks. They don't get any of that. Hey, how about let's do it like this? Remember when COVID hit? How many damn times did these damn assholes get on the damn TV and say, you gotta distance. You gotta wear your mask. No, you gotta stay at home. And then you'd see pictures in the freaking newspaper and online where they're going out partying, going to baseball games without masks on, and yet they're telling everybody else, what? They are not that close to us diseased little people. They're they don't have to wear the mask. They can go on with their lives and go to parties and restaurants and all this other stuff. They can go get their hair done. But all of us, oh no. No way. Give me a break. Right. Olive, what is so wrong with leading by example? You're right, Sam Willow. The laws have never been applied equally. Women, poor, and blacks know that. It's a fact. It's just a fact. We all, they always say, this is an experiment in democracy. The United States, it's different from anyone in the world. Give me a break. Give me a break. If I said the wrong things on this live stream right now, somebody would report me, or the algorithm would pick up on whatever wording that's a big no, and I'd get shut down. Just like this, the Kennedy guy that's running, he has made he's talked about certain things, and YouTube took everything down. I'm trying to give you examples. I'm not saying one side's better than the other. Y'all know me. I vote and I think common sense. It is, Betsy B. When you say things have become very authoritarian, it's bizarre. The bottom line is it's been going on. They just were good at hiding it. I absolutely believe, y'all, and y'all might disagree with me, I believe in the DNA, and I'm not talking about the physiological DNA, I'm talking about just metaphorically speaking, in the American citizen, whether they've immigrated here, whether they were born here, whatever. We've always had to keep an eye on our government on a local, state, and federal level. It's almost like a little twinge of paranoia there that you got to live with to be an American. You can't let them there comes a point, y'all, in all human existence has been shown time and time again that when someone is given power, they abuse it, and they enslave, eventually. It always ends the same way. Case in point, Chad and Lori, they started getting these followers. And if they wouldn't have got these followers, then they wouldn't have those followers there to do what? Validate the fact that they were powerful, that they were this or they were that. If you'd have played this out, obviously playing it out, it ended in murder. But say they'd have got on, they would have went on and left the country and nobody ever knew where the kids were and nobody ever checked on Tammy. And the Chandler Police Department over there in Arizona said, the hell with this. I don't believe they'd have damn brought charges if all this other stuff wouldn't have went down. Which is pathetic because it was right in front of their face. Right, Teresa. Chad and Lori's followers followed them blindly. They can come back now and go on the stand and pretend that, I just went along with it. I really had this feeling in my stomach. Give me a break. They were all damn horny as hell for all the shit they were doing. They were orgasming left and right over what was going on. Because they all thought they had special abilities, don't you know? Well, the sad reality is every human being on this planet can have special abilities. Maybe not to create earthquakes or to know whether someone's dark or light or anything like that. Everybody has special abilities for something. It's just sad that people don't take time to find those things. Well, Olive, and some of y'all are saying I've worked hard in my life and all this and that. That's a blessing. You know, a lot of people say, well, KJ, wouldn't it have been nice if you didn't have to work hard all your life and it was just handed to you on a silver platter? Folks, money would be good for anyone and everyone. Don't get me wrong, but the love of it is not going to do nothing but destroy people. And working hard, doesn't it feel good to be able to say that? To say, our family always worked hard. And it be a fact, and you know it because you yourself have struggled and fought through all these things. That time where you just barely beat the guy out there who was going to come and turn your electricity off. You damn got it done. Well, Curly Shirley, when it comes to public education, OKJ just says this. Can we just do math, reading, science, the basic academic courses? I mean, if somebody wants to learn about something else, they can go to a library and look it up, or they can go... their parents can go and explain things to them or whatever, but in public school, let's just stick to academics. And if they can't do that, then, hey, I'm all for homeschooling. I know a lot of homeschooling parents that's got smart kids who go on to do great things when their kids grow up. Homeschooling, I don't have a problem with that. I wish I would have homeschooled my boys, but I was a single parent for a long time. I had to work. I had to go to school, so there wouldn't have been time for me to homeschool them. I was blessed, and my children were blessed, that the schools that they attended was before all this shit went down on all of this diversity stuff. I mean, my kids are grown now. I feel so much in my heart for all the people that are their children are being born now, or they've been born not too long ago, having to grow up in today's society. I feel like I got by on the skin of my teeth by getting my boys raised before all that shit went down. I'm just so thankful for that. And I'm not saying that the children that are growing up now, that they're in worse shape than my boys. I just think they have more challenges that they've got to deal with, that they shouldn't have to deal with. And, some people say this. Now, y'all might disagree with me on this. But when you were talking about bare bones, they should put prayer back in schools, or they should teach, if there's a private school, I'm talking about the public school. Whatever's good for one religion should be good for another. And the reason I say this is if someone's going to say prayer in school and that's going to be part of everybody's thing, that's wrong. And it opens the door for what? Why can't a Satanist come into the school system? We've already seen examples of this. People got all bent out of shape when the Ten Commandments got taken off of public courthouses and stuff. And then the ones that voted on a local level, because local municipalities have a lot of power against state and federal. But when they said, nope, we're going to have the Ten Commandments, they opened the door for what we've seen in the news, the satanic statues being put out there on the courthouse lawns now. You see what I'm saying? That goes back to this whole thing about if everybody in this country believed the way that OKJ believed, that would not be right. First of all, it couldn't happen. And would it really? You can't force people. You can't force people to do those things. It would not be right. It'd be totally and completely morally unethical. Right, Teresa, I agree with that. It's the parents that bring up the children. Holy Scripture says it. Bring your child up in the way of the Lord, and they will what? Never depart. But this is not about this secular society out here, y'all, or public schooling and all this and that. I run the other way when it comes to a candidate for an office that says, we should do it this way, and everybody else has to be forced to do it. It's not right, y'all. It's not right. I really firmly in my heart of hearts believe that Jesus is our Lord and Savior. He died on the cross for all sins of the world. And I believe that to be all true. But is it up to me to tell someone else, hey, this is truth, and you believe differently, or you don't, you're secular, or you're agnostic, or you're atheist, and you're wrong? Give me a break, y'all. It's not right. I don't think God wants anyone. God didn't want me to be forced to believe in Him. That's why when I grew up and I'd been taught what I'd been taught, I reevaluated it. And I decided I was making a decision on whether what I was taught is something that I believed and could continue to believe throughout my life. I do believe that people should, who have the faith, the Christian faith, I think they should be willing to share it with other people. That they shouldn't be forced on someone else. It should not, you should never approach that person that they're in the wrong. It's not right. That's not love. Hi, Vintage Mama 3. Well, I'll tell you, Teresa, this whole idea of taking parents' rights away, that can't happen if what happens? The parents stand up. You can't take the rights of somebody away unless they give them up. Case in point, some of y'all are going to be a little shaky with this, but I'm going to talk about it. Again, I'm not for either side. I'm an independent. And even being an independent, being a neutral person, doesn't mean that people need to be there with me. But there are people all over the country that are willingly, knowing, educated in their mind, willingly giving up their Second Amendment right because they're, for whatever reason, they have a right to do that. They've given it up. But they want everyone else to give theirs up. That's not right. That's not right. Because someone does not want to own a gun, they find them scary, they think that guns are the reason we have all the crime we do. There's a lot of great arguments to that. I believe it. I understand it. There are other people that are saying, hey, if you're right, if these guns are causing all these issues and everything, and all this crime's happening, what am I supposed to do to protect myself? What, leave it to the police? Let's see. My county police people out here, it takes them about, 8 to 12 minutes to get out here? A lot can happen in 8 to 12 minutes. I've done responsible classes. I've got a license to carry a concealed weapon. I've never, ever pointed a gun at anyone. So, and I hope I never have to. Just the thought of doing that scares the shit out of me. I don't want to hurt anybody. But if somebody comes for me to try to rape and murder me, or tries to hurt my husband or my children, I'd unload the clip. Okay? I'd unload the clip. Correct, Vintage Mama 3. This whole idea of total and complete confiscations of firearms, ask Australia how they're doing. They still have their what, they're going to go, who's going to go up on a country bumpkin's porch that's law enforcement, knock on the door and say, hey, give me all your guns? I don't know the brave soul that would do that. You would have to have an army of people to go door to door. The reason it worked in terms of confiscation in Australia is that most everybody obliged to that. They were looking to that. And to each their own. I don't want a country where everybody thinks the same. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. It's through people's differences, even the ones where it pisses each other off, and I hate it. But there are very hot, what they call hot button issues. That whatever two sides, and I believe it should be more than just two sides, but, that's neither here nor there. But the two sides are fighting each other, hitting up against each other. That whatever comes out of that, whatever comes out of it, could end up becoming good policy. If the laws in this country lined up to everything I thought the laws was, that'd be a dictatorship. Could y'all imagine KJ being a dictator? KJ the dictator? A dictator. Now those are two words, they're nouns. There's, you know what I'm saying, dictator, fruit, cocktail. I gotta refill my cup. Olive, all of y'all, hold tight. I mean, we got laws that I think are dumb in a box of rocks. But a lot of people see it differently. And a law is only as good as it's enforced. Hell, here in Tennessee, we still have carriage laws. You know, back in the old days, it's still on the books. Carriage laws. With the horse and buggy and all that, we still got that on there. There's no reason to take that law away because it don't apply anymore. So it's just left in the Tennessee Code annotated. It's when they take old laws that have never been used, maybe once or twice in whole existence of the United States. They take that law and they apply it to today. Here's what I'm saying, okay? Let me just say it like this. Why can't someone who hasn't paid their taxes, someone who was in possession of a firearm illegally today, why couldn't they say, well, I see over here where someone just got a slap on the wrist, and I want that same treatment because that's precedent. Well, number one, that could happen when you do what? Hire you a really good attorney? How many people can afford an attorney? How many people can afford an attorney? A high dollar one. Or several for that fact. The law is not equally applied and discerned. And the adjudication of any charge is not being done equally here in the United States for many factors, but one specific factor is not everyone has money to protect themselves. I agree, Liza Joe. Why should we think any other thing else when you say money buys justice in the United States? Why should I think any different when we see time and time again? Yes, there have been high-profile people that have gone off to prison. You got Jeffrey Epstein, you got Ghislaine Maxwell, you got all kinds of... Remember the college admissions scandal where all these parents paid all kinds of money to get their kids into colleges and it was all a sham? Money talks, bullshit walks kind of stuff. Well, these parents, a lot of them ended up having to do time in jail. Some 2 weeks, some 2 months. Longer than that for some of them. And so if those people had to go to jail to set the example, you would think on both sides, you know who I'm talking about. On one side, someone's getting away with not paying their taxes, and also illegally having a firearm while you're on drugs and lying on a federal application to have knowing good and damn well. Then you got the other side where this person's supposed to have done things to the documents or withheld documents or whatever. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. Let the American people see. If one side gets this type of judgment, the other side should get it as well. And it don't matter. Oh, KJ, one side's worse than the other. What the hell's that got to do? We're talking about application of the laws on the books. I could care less about who in the political realm. I don't give a damn if all of them went to damn prison. I don't give a shit. They should all go to heck. That's what I'm talking about. They're not doing the right things. Not what I think they should do. We're talking about cut and dry laws. They're not applying them. And they sure as hell are not listening to the people that put them in power. I think everybody could agree on that. Oh, wait a minute. No, not everyone's going to agree on that. You got the donors, the rich folk. All they have to do is make a phone call and they get a permit for this or that so they can make more damn money. That's why we've got this damn bullshit where the top 1% never pays their fair share. I'm all for capitalism. This is where I talk to y'all about my independent nature. I'm all for people making money and having the freedom to do that. But when people get to have, they get favors from these politicians and the politicians get kickbacks and get money from them for doing it, it's not right. It's not fair. And it's going on in front of everybody's eyes. Why the hell does it have to be about money? Why does it have to be that way? Why can't we just look and say, hey, I voted for you. This is, you've talked a lot about who you are, what you stand for on the different issues, and it's not 100%, but it's close enough. And then you send them on, they get in office, and then they do the freaking opposite. They do the opposite. I mean, how long does that, I've been like, well, I get to go on with my life. I get to go out on a boat with my husband and we get to live our everydays. All of us get to sit on here and talk with each other, coffee with KJ in the morning. We don't have to go over here and worry about nuclear wars. We don't have to, we've got people in office that are taking care of these issues for us. What issues are they taking care of? For us. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Love you too. Well, Curly Shirley, I am no foreign policy expert, but I do understand that we do have to have these relationships with other countries. I don't get into this globalism stuff myself, but I'm not an isolationist either. But when you've got China, they're in Cuba right now. They got a base there. And here lately, we've got what? Chinese weather balloons and all that. You think that these people really are not out to do what they're going to do? Tom Vaughn, I do not want to become controversial about the meatloaf. But I'm just telling everybody on here right now, KJ makes some damn good meatloaf. Could I come on here and say I make the best damn meatloaf known to man? In my opinion, yes. I make good meatloaf. And the reason I've tasted it and other people have tasted it and said, oh, this is damn good. It's my mama's recipe. But that's a great point, really, Tom Mom, when you don't talk about religion or politics or meatloaf. Bottom line is some people might eat my meatloaf and go, God, that's not good at all. Why? Why? Because everyone's different. Everybody has their own taste buds. Some people don't even like meat. They might think, oh, KJ, You shouldn't put real meat in it. Put soy in it. You know, you can have meatloaf without the meat. Hey, let me tell you, I've looked up vegan recipes. There's some damn good vegan recipes, but do I want to become a full-fledged vegan? Hell no. OKJ wants her freaking cowboy cut ribeye with the bone in. I want that medium rare. You give it here. Yeah, I mean, CSI. What's meatloaf without mashed potatoes? Again, y'all. Case in point. Some people will not eat meatloaf. Some people loves meatloaf, but wouldn't have potatoes with it. There's a lot of us that would. Oh, Norma. Y'all know OKJ, Norma. I'm a bacon-eating woman. I don't give a damn how much it brings up my blood pressure. RDNAC says, I have had nut loaf. It was real good. Are we talking about food now and everybody's getting hungry? See you later, Tina. What do you mean by please no offense, but Eric is my hero? I don't understand what you mean by that. Who's Eric? Are we talking about Big E? I love Eric. I love Kathy. I love everybody. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about someone else. Hi, Lily. Eggs Benedict every morning, says Barbara. Carolyn A. wants to believe it. Carolyn A. wants to believe that I have the best meatloaf. Lily, you're saying you look so handsome. Well, I'll tell you what. I just rode out of bed not too long ago. I'm having coffee with the Rays on here. In my opinion, I look like hell. Hell on wheels. I got a little congestion in my chest. I had to rub the Vicks Vapor Rub on it earlier. I bet you do too, Barbara. I bet you have a beautiful smile as well. All the Rays have beautiful smiles, I believe. Teresa says, I'm still in my jammies. Rachel, it's my fountain. I sit out here on the porch. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I enjoy it, Vintage Mama 3. I'm not sure why I decided to do it. I figured it goes back to the full meal deal thing of OKJ. We got time to kill. And, April's going to run around. It's going to come into focus before we know it. And we'll also, before even April, there'll be pre-trial stuff. Kathy lives in jammies, unless she has to leave it from the house, and then it's iffy. Well, I've seen people in the Walmarts wearing their jammy pants, even their house slippers in Walmart. I say to each their own. Vintage Mama 3, no, I do not put gravy on my meatloaf. What I do is I mix up a little, it's a special blend, a barbecue sauce. And I've got several recipes. They're simple barbecue sauce. And I add ketchup into the meat mixture itself before I bake it. But at the end, on the outside, I put the barbecue sauce, a thin layer on it. Lily, these are just prescription glasses. They said if I got them bigger because of my stigma, whatever that is, that it would be easier than having the smaller ones. So they're just nothing special. They ain't got no decorate. They're just wire. Because I do a lot of moving around out here in the yard, and I'm very active. And so I don't want them to fall off my face. They are what they are. They help me see. RDNAC, I've got it's a fountain. I have a fountain on my porch. I've got fountains on both ends of the house because the sound of the water for me calms my overactive brain. Can y'all imagine that KJ has an overactive brain? Bye, Curly. Brown sugar and ketchup on top of meatloaf. No, Dorothy, I haven't tried that. Sounds good, though. You've only had meatloaf one time, Norma? Oh, my gosh. Your rock carving is not bad. Not sure of brain. Mark, I'm never sure about my brain. How are you today, Mr. M? Teresa, I think they'll have a lot of the same witnesses and evidence in Chad's trial if it goes to trial. Some believe he'll do a plea agreement, but I think it's really going to hit home to him and John Pryor when Judge Boyce issues his sentence for Lori. It's not only just about shit got real when Lori got convicted on all charges. The bottom line is the sentences is going to shake them up too. Yes, I do, little lady die. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of self-rising flour. You mix that in a bowl. You turn your oven to 400 degrees. You gotta have a cast iron skillet, but if you don't have one, I guess you could use a pan. You take a whole stick of real butter. You put it in you put the pan in there right when you start to heat up the oven. Let it get up to 400 degrees. Then you take your stick of butter, put it in the cast iron skillet, let that melt down. Keep an eye on it for just a couple of minutes. When it's like a golden brown on the butter, you pour your flour, sugar, and milk mixture in on the bottom because the pan's real hot. And then you take your can of peaches or fresh peaches or whatever, sprinkle them on the top of it, put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And people's ovens vary, so just keep an eye on it. Pull it out. It's still cooking even when you've taken it out on the cast iron out of the oven, put it on top of the stove. It'll still cook a little bit after 20 minutes because it's still in that hot pan that needs to cool down. And there you have it. Well, that's awesome, Lily. Thank you for subscribing. But as many of the rays on here know, it's not about subscriptions to OKJ. There is no monetization on this channel. In fact, people come and go. A lot of people will unsubscribe to this channel when they hear just a little bit of something that doesn't line up with their confirmation bias. So people come and go, but there are always the constants on here, and those are the Rays. Because they don't have to agree with me. We can respectfully disagree with one another, but we're all real people that have real love and real thoughts. We do believe, all of us, that the Ray means research analysis, and you. This channel is about all the people on here that are totally 100% unique. You know, you are the only you're ever going to be. So that's what it is. Right. Agree to disagree, says Teresa. It's a simple recipe, little Lady Di. Oh, yes, Mark. This glad you brought that up. This Sunday, 11 o'clock my time. I'll put a notice and a countdown, so whatever time zone you're on, you can attend a wedding this Sunday. My friend Mary and her fiance Rick are getting married. They've asked me to marry them. They're going. They're going to get their courthouse paperwork or whatever. And I don't know why she asked, but she did. So we're going to do this out here in KJ's yard. And I invite y'all to come on to the live stream as guests and see the nuptials. And for those that can't make it, they can come back on the rewatch. We're going to have just a little simple ceremony. Then we're going to have some cake and punch. So I hope that, yeah, right, Norma, a marriage license. So if you'd like to come along, be looking for that countdown announcement on Sunday. It's going to be earlier in the day. So, I mean, that might be nighttime to some of y'all. Lily, I try really hard to read as many comments as I can of the Rays on here, because it can't be just about what I have to say. And I think a lot of times people, I can only speak from my experience. We go and we get interested to a channel, and we want so much to talk to whoever's talking on there or whatever. Sometimes we feel like we're being ignored, or they don't answer us, and I don't like that feeling, and I don't expect to have all the attention when I'm asking someone a question. Sometimes I just don't get an answer, or they don't see it. I've learned that through over almost 3 years. It's really hard, but I really try my best to include everybody, because that's, to me, is what makes the channel so dynamic, is everybody's got something to say. Well, I'm glad you will, Mouse. That'll be pretty awesome. Jess, I had all my videos. All my videos were put on private because I didn't want anything monetized on it. But I decided to release them all, so they're on there now. You just have to go through the videos to find them, the old ones. If you want to go back and relive KJ's ignorance and silliness or whatever, you're welcome to. Eventually, I'm trying to figure out a way to take the whole catalog and give them to Cresha to put on her channel, because this channel won't be open forever. And so, Teresa, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to wear. I've narrowed it down to a couple of things. Obviously, it'll be something more summery. If you think I'm going to be dressed up like some damn preacher or something like that. That's not going to happen. Bye, Lily. Thank you, Norma. I love y'all being here. Hope Grace. Yes, I smeared on the stuff last night. I know y'all can tell a difference in my voice. I've had to do a little spitting, which is nasty, but it's better to come out than stay in. I do believe that it was from going out on the lake on Sunday because I hadn't really been anywhere. I mean, I got a hot tub, but I don't go underwater. But in terms of going to swimming or anything, that was really the first time I'd done it. And I think that my body just went, ah. It don't help that I smoke, but yeah, that's what I use, Barbara. Vicks Vapor Rub. But I only do it at night. During the day, I'll take me a hot shower, you know, and just kind of blow everything out. Take some Robitussin, which will thin the secretions so that they can come out. Norma, the water temperature wasn't too cold. It felt good. I think a lady on one of those short vids who was sitting there while we were unloading the boat, she said it was like 76 degrees. That's not exactly cold. Barbara, when you don't feel well, like I don't feel bad, but I know I've got some stuff going on here. I don't smoke as much. And speaking of that, Norma Guerrero, when you talk about the water temperature, that reminds me of something else. I do need to drink lots of water so that I don't become dehydrated because I'm taking an antihistamine to dry this stuff up, and an antihistamine will, in fact, dehydrate you. Good question, RDNAC. Somebody asked that on the community wall when I had a picture up. It's when natural algae in the water. It's normal. It's not, you know, green slime. It's natural. You can look up why is lake water green on Google, and it gives you the whole. It's about the algae. There's some phosphorus in there and all that. That's naturally occurring in lakes. I think it would have worried me if I'd have gone out on the lake and the water was like dark brown or something like that. That would have bothered me. Didn't have a problem with it being green though. Lori Colley, my neighbor Mary, my friend, is marrying Rick. They are going to get married on Sunday. And they want OKJ to help them through that, so I'm going to do that. Tom Mom says, if it weren't for cigarettes and coffee. Yeah, I know. Gotta have it. Beach Lady, I was on Normandy Lake in Tennessee. Barbara Hamilton, I love to swim though, and swimming includes jumping off of things, and you can't keep yourself from going under. So I want to make it clear to the Rays on here. Yes, KJ kind of stuck her little pinky toe into politics yesterday. But I can assure you, that's not what's going to go on from here on out. I'm not going to do it. But folks, I'd be lying to you if I said that I don't think about politics, because all that ties into what? The legislature, the laws, and all of that. I mean, I was a political science major in college. And so there's a small portion of me that has a deep understanding of those things. And I felt like I wanted to share every part of me at some point or another. With that being said, OKJ is not going down this road of talking about politics all the time. I just wanted to know that I had done it, that I had put it out there. And I tried to put it out there in a neutral way. And and I could have, I guess, used the other person as an example of, but that person has not been adjudicated yet. You've only got one that got a slap on the wrist. Let's see if the other one gets a slap on the wrist. Because the bottom line is this. The laws in this country are not being equally applied here for anybody. And most importantly, people that are poor, people that don't have money for lawyers, people who are not rich, people who have nobody knows them from Adam. They're the ones that are getting sucked through the cracks of this judicial nightmare that we're dealing with. They're the ones that get punished, while the other people out here, all they have to do is have money, connections, lawyers, all that, and then they're walking on out the door. So that pisses me off. I don't like it. And that's why it was brought up. Because make no mistake, y'all. Make no mistake. This spills over into crimes such as murder and all that. Yeah, those other ones was tax law, gun laws. I mean, let's just look at that. Should Alex Cox, should he have had a gun after doing what he did to Joseph Ryan? They should have took that freaking gun away from that son of a bitch. Would it have kept him from finding one out of somebody's trunk of their car? Probably not. But they should have never gave Alex Cox the right, after doing what he did to Joseph Ryan, the right to have a gun. Y'all know all about all the freaking guns in Lori's garage. That's one sick son of a bitch. And he was able to buy all them guns with his background in violence. That's right, Dorothy. That's right. So, again, no more politics. Just wanted to make sure y'all understood that OKJ can only demonstrate myself. Only can be who I am. I can't, at this time in my life, at 52 years of age, there are things I'm unwilling to hold back anymore. I used to just to chill. Now I'm making sure that if it's possible to share myself without pissing people off, then I'm going to do it. I guess I just kind of had this feeling inside that if I did touch on this briefly, that people would know, that know me enough by now, would know that it's not, I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm not trying to alienate people. What I do want to say is everybody has a right to believe the way they want. Everyone has a right to feel the way they want. And so it is what it is. But I'm going to go. I got things I got to do. I'm going to get in the shower, blow some of this stuff out. I love you all. Tina, you're back for the attack, but OKJ's got to leave. So, with that said, take care, everyone. Have a great day. We'll get back together as soon as possible. I love you, love you, love you, and keep on looking.